Hey guys, Bike here. As you guys can tell, I'm now in full screen. I finally figured out how to fix my camera in OBS. It's been a while, but I'm glad to finally be able to talk to you guys in full screen and not the square with the image I had in the background, so glad I finally straightened that out. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys today about Baldur's Gate 3 and the plans that I have for the game. I have a few notes here, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them up. I'm not going to be reading to you guys directly, but it's just to help me stay on point. I know I typically ramble a lot, so this is just to help guide me. So, my plans for the game is I will be streaming the games on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/babblingBike. And I normally stream on Mondays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific. For the release of this game, at least this week, comes out on Thursday, which is great. It's a day I normally stream. But for this week in particular, and next week, and most likely the week after that, I will also be streaming on Friday and Saturday. I don't normally stream on those days. What I normally do is I drive for rideshare. The plans are I'm still going to be doing rideshare driving, so these might be shorter streams, but my idea is I want to complete this game with the community. And then on top of that, I'll be making condensed videos of my play sessions and uploading them here on YouTube. So you guys can come and watch live, chat, interact, drop in. I don't expect you guys the week of the launch just to be watching me play. But if you guys could drop in, say hello, that sort of thing, I'd appreciate it. But if you're not able to make it, that's all good. Anyway, all right, so I have been playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition since about 2016. Before that, I was playing Pathfinder. Pathfinder is a great system. I only played 5e because my friends, or a former friend, asked if I could run a game for her. And I said, yeah, sure, why not? I play this game called Pathfinder. She's like, well, can you run Dungeons & Dragons? I'm like, I guess. And that's how it started. Went and bought a book, and we were able to put it together. I said, find me a party, and she told somebody else who went and found a party, and my first game there had like over 7 players in the game. I think it was supposed to be 9 players, but 2 couldn't make it. And I ended up running that particular game for 4 years. It ended in 2020. Ran it from 2016 to 2020. Ironically, none of the original players were still in it by the time that I finished the game. It was a good one. It was a good game. That went on for a while. We played in my own custom world. I'm sorry if I'm staring off in the distance. I'm just thinking about that campaign. That was fun. And so actually the campaign that I'm running currently, which I normally run on Saturdays, and we're going to be picking that back up. I don't have any plans to stream it or upload it to YouTube. Is set 60 years in the future after the events of that particular campaign in the same world that I made up. And so the players that are in that game were in the game in the previous campaign when it finished. And so they're kind of seeing the world and how the actions of their previous characters impacted this world. I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is probably going to have a decent amount of that. So, I plan on playing a Dwarven Barbarian, Path of the Wild Magic. And ironically, I play in a game on Wednesdays, and my paladin, Jorzal, he was an orc paladin. He died in epic fashion. No opportunity for resurrection or anything like that. He was level 8, went out like a warrior. And so I was like, I need to replace him. So I rolled a Dwarven Barbarian, Path of the Wild Magic. And lo and behold, I find out like 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, that Path of the Wild Magic's actually going to be a playable subclass for the barbarians in Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Unless there's an option there that I'd rather do. But yeah, as of right now, I'm planning on playing Dwarven Barbarian. Now, if I load up into the game, I start looking at it, and all of a sudden I go Dwarven Paladin, it's probably not going to happen. Dwarven Barbarian, we're sticking with it. Shizar will ride again. That's not the name of my current character. Odd backstory. The first fantasy whatever character I ever created for, it was like some game years ago, was a dwarf. And I was gonna name him Tiny or something just absolutely ridiculous. And one of my friends was like, "Nah," he was really into role playing. He's like, "No, you can't name him Tiny. This is role. It was a video game, so I mean, there's like no real role play in there." He's like, "He's a dwarf. You gotta name him Shizar or something." I'm like, "That's it." And ironically, Shizar became the name of my, like, basically every dwarven character in any video game I've ever played. He was one of the first dwarven barbarians in a Dungeons and Dragons game I played, and I've stuck with it through the years. So let's go over the plans for the play session itself. So I'm probably going to be playing some sort of good character or neutral character. And then I also plan on no reloads. And I'm going to let the game progress naturally. If a party member leaves the party because they don't want to be a part of the party anymore, I'm not going to try and reload to an earlier point and change the decision to try and keep them there. They're free to leave. I'm probably not going to try and kill any of the party members. I did play early access, so I know early on one of them tries to kill you because he's like some sort of vampire or something. I don't really think this is a spoiler. That early access has been out for 3 years, so sorry if that was. So that's my plans. I'm not going to be going over, trying to explore every nook and cranny, turn over every stone. I just want to play through the game, and then if there's good support and we have a lot of good turnouts, maybe I'll play another playthrough, but I'm just planning for right now. I'm playing a single playthrough and then going back to Diablo content. Though there are a few other games that I'm kind of eyeing on the horizon. I'm not really planning on doing any sort of Starfield thing or anything. But there's some other games that I'm kind of looking at. You know, Armored Core's tempting, and I've been hearing a lot of good things about Last Epoch, but nonetheless, this is a Baldur's Gate video. So, to close out everything, those are my plans. That's what I would like to be doing with my Baldur's Gate playthrough. Dwarven Barbarians, some sort of good character. No reloads unless, we wipe and we gotta reload, or save the game and leave for the evening and come back. I think everybody understands what I mean by no reloads. No, like, oh, I didn't like that decision, let me reload. I got a huge problem with that. So this is going to be, something that we're growing together here, YouTube. Anyway, guys, just wanted to go over that. You guys have yourself a great one. You take care. Cheers.